Hey, you guys. Thank y'all so much for joining us tonight. This is 20 Questions with Jay, and I'm here with Novelty Queens. Hey, girl. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Are you ready for these 20 questions?
I think so.
Don't worry, you're going to be just fine. Okay. So, question number one. What made you want to start YouTube?
Originally, it was because of my small business. Um, I realized that a lot of from about 3 years ago, because that's when I started my channel. I realized that there was so many small business owners that was pushing YouTube and they were having like tremendous amount of success, especially with COVID and all that was going on and everybody was at home. So I was like, you know what, this is a great time to start, and that was the beginning of it.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people tend to come onto any social media platform when it comes to business and try their best to build from there because it's a great way to connect with a larger audience. So yeah, that's amazing. Mm-hmm. Okay. So the next question that I have for you here, you have a video on your page that you have titled Introductory Starting My Small Business. In that video, you pretty much talk about how the pretty much like the struggles that you went through when you were doing your business and stuff like that, and how you went from posting several times a day to one time a day to the point where you kind of stopped and needed to take a vacation. And when you went on to that vacation, you said you went to Jamaica and you put your piece into your phone, and I guess it said that it ended up saying that you was in Jamaica instead of back to where you were before, and it ended up like shutting down all your business, like your stores and all of that, pretty much like deactivated you. What advice would you give a new entrepreneur that was trying to travel to different places that didn't know about that?
I'm sorry, could you repeat the last part because the phone kind of chipped out?
Oh, yeah. No, you're fine. What advice would you give a new entrepreneur that is traveling often and doesn't know that if you activate your phone in a different place, it may signal you to be there and could possibly deactivate your pages or your stores?
Okay, so what I've learned about that was it's not necessarily just traveling to a different place, it's the time frame that you're there for. When I travel back home, I tend to be there for like a couple of months, opposed to a couple of weeks,
Mm,
right? I do believe like maybe within the time frame of like a week or maybe a couple weeks. I don't know if it could stretch to a month, but I think you're okay. But I think like once you go beyond that, then for instance, my Instagram, it automatically assumed that I was now living in Jamaica. And from what
mm,
I've learned recently, the problem with that was you can't be monetized certain ways in Jamaica. Like you have to go around a whole bunch of legal ways to make money from like places like YouTube and Instagram and anywhere while you're in Jamaica, right? While you're living in Jamaica. So I think that was one of the problems. So my advice would be to kind of um figure out like the time frame that you're going to stay, and figure out in terms like your business and your content and stuff like that, like how it's going to affect your business. you know
mm.
you might have to use a VPN that connects you to where you live while you're in a different country, or you keep your phone on airplane mode and use a different phone so it doesn't affect
Child.
anything.
Yeah. You know what was so crazy? Who was it? It was his name slipped my mind, but he's a content creator on here. Oh, Damo. Damo actually had came up with a way when TikTok had went down. He came up
Hmm.
with a way to get onto TikTok because he's here in the United States as well. And
Hmm.
for anyone that doesn't know, you're out in Canada, just to let you
Yeah.
know. So he ended up putting his phone onto airplane mode, and he was able to get onto TikTok because when he did that, and he turned his location off. So when he did that, he was able to get onto TikTok because they wasn't able to detect where he was. And TikTok was still like active. It just wasn't active for the US. So I was like, oh my God, that was actually really smart. So when you found out that TikTok had went down for the US, but it didn't go down for everywhere else, how were you feeling? Were you excited about that? Were you like, I can still get on TikTok, but y'all can't? Da, da, da.
Actually, to be honest with you, like I do have my TikTok account, but I don't really put too much focus in TikTok because I don't know if you're aware, but for us in Canada, we can't get monetized and all that good stuff that you guys and other places get, right? So because of that, I feel like TikTok, like I don't really see the benefits of me being on TikTok, other from like getting a little bit more exposure. But again, because you guys have TikTok shop, like we can't even see TikTok shop. We don't see TikTok.
Really?
Yeah, we don't see TikTok shop. We can't order from TikTok shop. We don't have access to
What?
TikTok, period. Yeah. So stuff like that, it kind of, it's like, what am I really doing here?
Right. No, I feel you. It will make you feel like that.
Yes.
What?
So to answer your question, because of that, I don't really utilize TikTok as much. But I did kind of I was kind of sad because I do have a lot most of like my supporters and my small little community is American. Believe it or not, right? So it's like, oh man, now all my American friends are gone. Who's gonna be liking and commenting on my
Right.
like
Dang.
yeah, like you know what I mean? And then I seen it was so weird because honestly, like I only see the American side and the Jamaican side of TikTok. I honestly didn't realize that there was so much Canadians on TikTok until when you guys disappeared.
Mm.
And then it's
Wow. Not until we disappeared. So when we disappeared, it was just a whole like it just exposed everyone else that was actually there.
yup,
Because that is so wild to be able to see that. That I can't even imagine that.
there was so
Wow.
much Canadians, and all you heard was the 'cause we have like a slang in Toronto that a lot of people use. So it kind of annoys me, honestly. I don't really like our Toronto, but it's mostly like the younger children. So that's all you heard all over TikTok. I was like, oh man, Americans, hurry up, come back.
Wow. That is
Hmm.
so crazy. So, honey, she's actually in the chat and she's out there in Canada too. So, she's over there saying true. That is so wild. Oh my God. I would have never known, and nobody else would have rather known. Like, it's so crazy to think of like how TikTok is or how just any platform is without the United States being involved, like how it would actually be. Like that's really interesting to think of. Like, okay, child. Nah, not the Caribbean about to take over. It was gonna be a whole takeover. Like, dang. I'm not surprised though. Thank you guys
Hmm.
so much for being here in the live. This is 20 Questions with Jay, and I'm here with Novelty Queens. Please make sure to go and subscribe to her channel and check out her content, okay? So, the next question that I have for you here is if you could choose any company to partner with for a seasonal collection, who would you choose and why?
Oh man. Oh man. Um, honestly, for my clothes, for my clothes, I think I would want to go with like Louis Vuitton or Prada. And
Oh, you're not playing.
yeah,
Okay.
my chest is high.
It better be, girl.
And I think so much because, well, one, they're already established. Like, who doesn't know about Louis or Prada? Like, you know
Right.
what I mean? And two, it'll be so nice to work with a company that has such great quality. Like, you know what I mean? And to be around their, you know what I mean? Like in their environment, see how they run things, how they do things. You know what I mean? Hopefully, I get a local one-two advice
Mm-hmm.
from the people I'm connecting with, stuff like that. And I realize like if you're working with somebody that's well established, automatically I feel like it pushes you out and people automatically gonna wanna, jump into what you're into. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm a very creative person. So I know like if I mesh that with like a Louis or a Prada,
Yeah.
you know.
That would damage. That would damage a lot. I feel that, girl. Period. You gotta shoot for the stars. Ain't nobody got
Mhm,
time to be playing around for real.
mhm.
Yeah, that would be lit. So there's this one guy that's on YouTube. He's really, really big or whatever, but he does like commentary and stuff. And he does the way he does his little like channel basically is he plays the role of all the characters that's in the midst of his YouTube channel. So his main character that so many people know, um, they're called what's a tequila. I don't know if y'all probably know what I'm talking about, but maybe y'all do. But his main character is Tequila. And she basically goes around screaming, Louis Potter Gucci, pop them tags, pop them tags. I don't know if you know about it, but it's so funny. It's so funny, chat. I'm gonna have to probably send that to you so you can see it. But if y'all
Yes.
know in the chat, y'all let me know.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So the next question that I have for you here is, would you rather have a pen that brings any of your drawings to life, like anything you draw, no matter if it's like money, $100 bills, it don't matter what you draw, anything that you draw, it brings it to life? Or would you rather have a pair of enchanted glasses that revealed hidden messages in the world around you?
Girl, the pen. I can write on my own hidden messages. I could
Oh,
I could do
snap. I don't even blame you, child. You better make sure your drawing skills is right. You know they be checking that money. They gonna look at it like, where did this come from?
man. I
That was Carly Red's song. I know you lying. That is funny. A queen said, "Yeah, the pen." Uh-uh. Nah, Supreme over there shaking his head. Child, I go for the pen. Okay, boss dog. Everybody's saying they're going for that pen. All right.
I'm
Okay.
telling you, it's the best decision.
I don't blame you, child. Okay. So the next question that I have for you here is, there are five senses: the sense of sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. If
Okay.
you had to give up two of your senses, which two would you pick and why?
My sight. Mm, dang, that's so hard. I think I'll give up my sight. Um, and because I feel like I know that like okay, giving up any sense period like is gonna enhance another, right? Right now, to be honest, y'all gonna be laughing at me, but I'm technically blind anyway. I'm
I
already halfway
know you
there.
lying. I could never. I'm sorry.
I'm already halfway there anyways, because I wear glasses. Like my vision is really really bad. Like you know what I mean. And I get around just fine. So I mean, I'm pretty certain I'll be able to do without it as long as my hair and everything else is good. Um, I don't know what other I don't honestly I don't know if I could give up anything. I don't know if I give up
Nothing else.
anything. Yeah, because I'm gonna need to hear like that's very important for me. I need to feel because if I can't see, I definitely need to be feeling what's going on. Like um, I love to eat.
I mean, you
So
can eat, you don't got to taste it. But I know that would drive a lot of people crazy because people love to taste their food. I know I do,
exactly.
child.
That's the beauty of eating. Like I need to taste
It
everything.
really
Like
is.
I,
Yeah.
I need to taste my food. Like if that was the case, it's like you could go to any restaurant and eat anywhere and you won't complain about anything because who cares about taste, right? Like
You can
you
go
know,
and live with the worst cook, I guess you can say, because child, I don't think I would want to give up my taste. But if I had to choose between those, I would probably give up touch. I'll probably give up touch and I would probably give up taste. I would probably have to, child.
really, like okay, the way I
Yeah.
envision this, like let's just say, God forbid, but let's just say like you're home alone and somebody breaks in, right? You can hear the people, right? But I mean, you need to feel to go around. Like I think about these things. Like I need to know where I'm going. Like, I need to like what I mean? Like you're in the dark. Like I need to, you can't it's gonna be harder for you to get around, like if you can't touch and feel things. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, but
Like,
I can see and I can hear.
oh yeah,
So,
I forgot
like,
I'm the one giving up sight, not you. Okay.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm able to I can see, I can hear, I can smell. So like if there's a fire, I can smell the burning flames or anything like that. But for me not to be able to touch, that's still the only problem that comes with that is like if something is hot on you and you don't know, it'll burn you and you won't know. You know what I'm saying? That would be like
Yeah.
the issue. Or just anything, if something hits you, you won't know how much of an impact it is until you look down and probably see that you're bleeding or something like that. That would be the issue with that. But
Yeah.
I want to taste and I want to see and I want to hear. Like I think those are major
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
me. That is. But okay. So the next question that I have for you here is, what advice would you give a new entrepreneur regarding when the customer sees their package for the first time?
Uh, Packaging is very important. Branding is very important. But you don't have to go over top because majority of people don't really like all that little extra sprinkle that you put in your package. Like it's messy,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? And a lot of people don't like that mess. Like imagine open up your package and all these little things are gonna jumping out at you. You're gonna be like, what the heck? Like, you know? Um, you keep it very simple. You know, you keep it very, very simple. And if you're starting out, like you could just start off with like maybe like a colored mailer that pertains to your brand colors. You don't really have to do too much because you also have to put in the concept of the money that you're making back in your profits. And if you're starting
Hmm.
off, you don't have any profits, right? So you don't want to go all out because
Yeah.
people are really supporting you. It's you are your brand realistically.
Hmm.
Like, when people are buying from you, they're not buying like, yes, you do need good quality products, but they see you before they see your brand.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And that's why influencers are so influential. Like, you know what I mean? So don't worry
Mhm.
about, yeah, so don't put too much into your packages when you're starting out. Keep it simple. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But
Mhm.
keep it demure as well. Like, you still wanna put a little effort into it. You don't
Yeah.
want, yeah, like,
Mhm.
you want it to make it look like you just threw something together and, threw it in the
Right.
mail. Like, you want to put a little effort, but keep it cost friendly and keep it a minimum.
Yeah, exactly. What I was actually going to say is something similar along the lines of what Honey just said. I learned that the hard way. I put a lot of money into the extra stuff, shaking my head. Yeah, because you also have to remember that we live in this day and age. If you send something that looks extra messed up, that is going to be surfacing around. And people like to turn it into something extra, like, oh my God, yeah, I just ordered this stuff and look at the packaging or whatever. But the inside also
Mhm.
has to be amazing because even if you have a messed up package because you're a new entrepreneur and you're putting more of the effort into what they bought versus how it came, as long as it's like keeping it correct, make sure it's still cute though, because I like to
Exactly.
unbox. Okay. I like
Exactly.
unboxing, but I also want my product
Exactly.
to be amazing. So you have to remember how to do your money, like handle your money right when it comes to that. You don't have to go all out, but you do need to make it look good, period.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So what did Box Talk say? I ain't never seen this before. I never seen someone say their name says like you're speaking in third person. That is so funny to me. So Boss Dog says, whatever God wants you to sell, wait for his answer, then produce it into the world. Okay,
Okay.
sir. That is so funny. All right. So the next question that I have for you here is, if you could erase a word from ever existing, what word would it be and why?
Oh man, I can think of a word, but I don't know if I can say that on YouTube.
You can spell it.
It's that N word with the N with the ER word, like
Oh,
I'm
I don't
yeah,
blame you.
yeah, and I think that's like self-explanatory why I would want to eliminate that. Yeah. That's just pretty much
I
it.
don't blame you. Yeah, I don't blame you. But honestly, I feel like anybody. would come up with a new way of saying things, especially when it comes to the American language, child. There's so many ways to say one thing. That's why the English language is the hardest spoken language, because there's so many different ways of saying something, you know?
That is
So,
true.
yeah, I feel like if
That is
anything, I would say I would get rid of the word quit and just make that non-existing. Like if you start something, you can't quit. If anything, you can transition or anything like that, but giving up isn't an option. So it will be something along the lines of that.
amen.
What Supreme is so funny. What does that say? For for duckers? I don't know. I think he was trying to say the other word, but he's funny, child. I can't.
Ah, I get
Okay.
it.
Yeah, child, he's a clown. I can't even with him. I'm not about to deal. Okay, so the next question that I have for you here is, you have a video on your channel.
Mhm.
You titled Struggling with New Online Business, New Ventures, Novelty Queens. In that video, you basically spoke on how you had just all the different things that you pretty much struggled with, pretty much, is pretty much in the title. If
Mhm.
you had started over with your business, what would you do differently to make it like less of a hassle for you, knowing what you know now?
Everything. Everything. The first one is inventory.
Mhm.
When I first started out, to be honest, when I first started out my business, right? I okay, the concept of starting a business came about because I was growing my hair and I came up with a hair oil that had my hair growing like ragweed, right? So that was actually the reason why I started the business. You would never know that because you don't see nothing about no hair product anywhere about the place. um, but as I got into it, again, I wanted to have done t-shirts, but I saw everybody else doing all these other things. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do my t-shirts, but I'm gonna do this too, and I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And with doing all that, it's like I had to buy all this inventory, right? And I bought all this inventory that sat there for the longest of while because I didn't know what people were gonna buy. So you had to buy everything. So if I had to go back, one, I would stick to one thing and promote the hell out of that. Like, can I say
Mhm.
that on YouTube? I'll promote the heck out of that. I'll promote the heck out of that. Like, you know what I mean? Because I did see other people, like I've seen people that started with lip gloss and maybe they started with like two colors and two flavors and they promoted that like nobody's business. And another thing that I also thought
Mhm.
that, I had to promote so many different things is because I thought like people are gonna get sick and tired of me promoting this one thing all the time, you know, and I'm gonna annoy people. Like I always had that feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna annoy people. So I have to promote. Maybe I would like promote this tumbler today and this t-shirt tomorrow and this lip gloss that day and then this hat. Da da da. Um, One thing I've learned over time is that's not how it works. You have to promote the heck out of the one thing because not you know what I mean? Like it's not always the same people that seen your product, seeing the things you're putting out there. Like you know what I mean? And even if people are annoyed, like unfollow and go about your day. That's it. Like, you know what I mean? But you have to promote, promote, promote because how else are people gonna know your product? And if you keep doing different things, by the time you get to like that t-shirt 10 products ahead, like nobody's not even gonna remember about the Tumblr 10 products before. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's one thing if I could go back, I would do. I would stick to a minimum and not try to do everything all at one time. And I'll worry less about people unfollowing because that's not the community you want anyway, right? You want someone that's
Mhm.
loyal, like you know what I mean? You want people that's gonna grow with you and appreciate your progress and the things that you're putting out there. But if people come in and you don't get to post for 2 seconds and they're like, oh, unfollow, that's not who you're looking for anyways. Like, so
Right.
that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I love that. And I feel like so many people need to hear that, honestly, because a lot of people starting off for the first time tend to do stuff like that, especially if they feel like they need to add more or add less, or something isn't selling and they want to skip onto something else, or just all type of different things. But yeah. Okay. So Kenneth here said, yes, be more of a niche market, not someone who tries to appeal to everyone. A great marketing strategy. Yes.
Mhm.
And Queen over there hit 500, honey. Period, girl. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Thank you all so much for being here in the live. I appreciate y'all. This is 20 Questions with Jay, and I'm here with Novelty Queens. Please make sure to go and subscribe to her channel and check out her content, okay? So, the next question that I have for you here is, if you were granted $5 million, but you had to stand on the top of the highest, tallest building, like on the very edge, for 6 hours, would you take the deal or would you walk away?
I walk away. I'm sorry. I'm afraid of heights. And it's so bad that
In
like,
6 hours, you're going to be a millionaire.
girl, not if I die.
That's true. That's true.
So no, I'm a pass. Like for me, like I'm so afraid of heights. Like you ever watch like those shows where it's like it's showing you that POV where it looks like you are actually there and man, whenever I am scrolling on my TV or even my device and I see that, I click so fast because my heart starts to beat. Like I feel like, oh man, like this is me. Like
Hmm.
I'm too high. Even though it's just in the screen. So I can't imagine realistically having to be there.
Yeah.
Like I would try, but it would be no point because I know I won't make it past like a couple seconds. So I'm not doing
Yeah.
it.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Supreme said, "Does my family get the money if I fall?" Child, they not gonna get it unless if you fall at 6 hours and 1 second, then yeah, they'll.
So it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
So, girl, when it comes to seeing heights and stuff like in the TV or on your phone or whatever, I feel like I can watch it, especially because I see a lot of those videos where the guys they're like riding their bicycle on like the edge of the mountain and stuff like that, zigzagging in and out. And those people
Mhm.
that just be like standing on the edge of like a tall building and they're like jumping from wall to wall on the edge and stuff like that. That, oh my God, it really sends me through an adrenaline, but it really is intriguing to watch. I can't lie. Like I be so scared. I be feeling like I'm there, but for some reason I can't take my eyes off the screen. I just have to watch. Just in case you fall, like I have to see. I'm like, I'm in my mind, in my heart, I'm praying for you, but I need to see it all the way through because then I'm gonna be thinking about it like, oh my God, what happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
Uh-huh.
just, yeah.
No,
Mm-hmm.
I like this,
Yeah.
like you ever see the ones with the skateboarders where they're like going down these steep hills and stuff and turning all these crevices and corners and dodging the cars and all this stuff. I like those ones. Those ones fascinate me because I'm like,
Yeah.
man, what if you drop over that cliff? Like, like
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. Like, aren't you scared? Those I like watching, but the heights, I'll pass. Hard pass.
Yeah. Okay. So, honey, like I told you, she's out there in Canada like you. So, she's actually asking, how can you guys collab? And I think that would be amazing for y'all to be able to do if y'all was able to link up and collab with each other, like actually, be in the same space at the same time. I think that would be really dope. Yeah, y'all
Okay.
should think about it. Y'all should link up and give us that content.
You can message me on my Instagram, Novelty Queen. So it's my name without the S on Instagram, and message me there, and then we can talk about it.
Yes. Connecting people to people. I love it. Period.
Yes.
Hey guys, everybody in the chat, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. This is 20 Questions with Jay, and I'm here with Novelty Queens. Please make sure to go and subscribe to her channel and check out her content, okay? So, the next question that I have for you here is, if you had a pet parrot, what would be the first thing you'll teach it to say and why?
Novelty Queens.
I don't blame you, girl. You're funny. You're funny. Your name will be in the mouth of everybody. Like
Everybody.
anybody that walk in your house is gonna be saying novelty queens. And parents be having that real high pitched voice. You'll get tired of that. You'll
It's
probably
it's
you'll
the
probably
promotion.
make your parent do the intro to your YouTube video or something.
You see where I'm going. You see the vision. It's promotion. Like you know what I mean. And the thing is, if a parrot's saying it, like imagine you're doing like a short video and your parrot's just in the background, Novelty Queens, like you know how catchy that
That's
is. Like
actually a good idea. You
you
know how
see,
many people would be attracted to like hearing something like that because it would just seem so dope. But yeah,
exactly, exactly. And imagine how many people are gonna recreate that sound for something.
they
You
are.
see, I'm out there without even have to put in like very minimum effort.
And that's the best part about it, without having to put in a lot of effort. Like people would prefer to do the bare minimum for real. I already know. Yes. So Allison was saying that her daughter is trying to start a t-shirt company and she was looking for other subscribers that have t-shirt companies. Yes, love, you should definitely link up. Link up because
Hmm.
she shows you all type of different ways in order to create. So you would be very intrigued with what she has on her channel. Hmm. So Supreme had a question. He said, after all of this, or after this is all over, dang, this chat is moving. Ask her what companies she would use to sell t-shirts besides the ones on YouTube.
What company? As in like where I'll purchase my company from? I mean, purchase my t-shirts from? Um, if that's what you mean, I don't use the companies that everybody else use on YouTube. The company I go with is actually a Canadian company. They live right down the street. They produce
Mm.
their t-shirts in Canada, and they're called Cotton Best. So
Mm.
I don't use Gildan. Yeah. And it's 100% cotton and the quality is amazing. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually, I love the fact that you're using like people in the area instead of like actually getting it from somewhere else.
Yeah, because like if for me personally, like I told you the thing with inventory and stuff, I don't hold a lot of inventory in my house, right? And it's very good because the company I go with, like they have a wide variety. They're just like, a Uber or a bus or a drive away. They're like by bus, they're like 15, 20 minutes away from my house. Like, you know what I mean? Jump in my car, go down there, grab my shirts and come back up. Like, you know what I mean? So I could always
Yeah.
put out. And I'm so creative. I'm always coming up with so many different concepts. So I could do all that with the benefit of them being down the street. And they're very decent. Like, I think the quality is better than Gildan, in
Mm.
my opinion. And also, the price range for me is better than Gildan. So I see a lot of people selling their shirts for like $30, $40. I could do less than that because my quality is great and the price that I get it for is great. So yeah.
Okay. So Kenneth was saying that Teesprings is known for bad quality. So many YouTubers use them for their shirts, or in their shirts don't last at all.
I've
Have you
never
ever used
used
that brand?
no. I've never even
No.
heard of Teespring.
I
I'll
haven't
like
heard of them either,
yeah,
but
I've
I'm pretty
always been
sure they
cotton.
must be a cheap brand for people to want to continue to use, like cycle it in.
Yeah, no, I've always used
Okay.
Cotton Best. All my shirts are from Cotton Best, and my sweater is Cotton Best. And the first sweater that I did, you guys probably see it a lot in like my videos or the last few shorts I did, I was wearing it. It was like the black T-shirt with the Wake Pray Slay on it. I did that about 5 years ago, and you would
Mm.
never be able to tell that just by looking at it because the quality is still great. It's still black. Like, you know what I mean? And it's actually very warm because I just sometimes I'll wear like a very light coat with that hoodie and go outside in the winter, and it's cold
Mm.
up. So
I don't know if I can live in Canada. I can't do like freezing cold temperatures, and I can only imagine like what the temperature is out there. Like, y'all still have snow outside?
it's melting now. It's melting. It's still there, but it's melting.
Girl, no. What's
And
the
it's
temperature
weird.
today?
Honestly, I don't even know. I haven't been outside today, to be honest. I have not been outside today. I woke up today and it's been like I've been trying to create all these products and I dyed my hair. You can't even tell. I dyed my hair blue today. I had all these things to do and cleaning and stuff like that. So I have not been outside, but yesterday was actually pretty nice. I think it was in the plus yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday was actually incredibly amazing out here in Atlanta. I didn't even have on a jacket. It felt so good outside. Like it literally felt like summertime. It felt so good. Yeah, but the question that Supreme asked Queen, I had already asked her that. Or did I ask her that one? Yeah, I already asked her that one. Yes. But thank you so much, Queen, because you out there doing your thing. I see you putting her link in the chat and all of that. I appreciate you, love. Yes.
Mhm.
So the next question that I have for you here actually has to do with a video that you have. You have a video on your channel that's titled Make Your Own Keychains, Craft Along with Me, where basically in the video you're showing people how to make keychains and things of that nature. If you had opened a store where people could come in and make their own keychain, but one day you had a rude customer that just couldn't get the hang of it and started throwing like a tantrum, what would you do to calm them down?
Man, I worked with kids for like 10 years. So that wouldn't be a thing. First of all, I would have to try to, well, obviously have to approach them and figure out like what exactly is it that's making them so frustrated because you have to find out what the problem is before you can find out a solution, right? So I would have to investigate and figure out like what exactly is it that's so hard for them. Like, is it you fitting in the components? Is it, however it is that you're making the keychain? Like, if we're using resin, is it mixing the resin? Like, what is it about it that is making you so frustrated? And once I figure that out, then I could help them, like, you know what I mean, to figure it out because there's always a solution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's so crazy when some people, it's annoying to me how some people just like to just bring on like frustration and purposely though. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that like to mess up people's business and they don't be understanding how people have to go through hell to establish what they have going on just for someone to come and try to mess it up just for probably the fun of a video or a content or whatever it could possibly be. I think that is
Right.
so outrageous and I feel like that's like just really low of somebody to want to do. And that happens all the time when it comes to people in their businesses and stuff like that.
All the time. I've had so many issues like over the years and stuff with stuff like that. Like I had people that would just report me for no reason. Like, I had my share of experience, but I strongly believe in karma.
I
I
do too.
strongly, yeah, I strongly believe in karma. And um, when we were, when I was younger going to church, there was a song that always says like, "Why worry when you could pray?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have time to worry about nobody because as long as
Mhm.
I know, like, I'm not, I haven't done anything, for you to be the way you are towards me and act the way you are, give that type of energy. So I'll take my L for this way because, today for you, tomorrow for me, it's all good. Like, you know what I mean? And people do learn. Karma does come back. I've seen it over and over. It doesn't matter how long it takes, it gonna come.
Okay. So Kenneth here actually has a question. So he wanted to know that if you feel that the profit margins of your novelties can lead to long-term profitabilities or yeah, profitabilities. Not sure if her business is only sort of income, so that's why I asked. Is your
Yes, it
only source
can.
of income?
hmm I feel like any business, once, when you're promoting it the right way and whatever, any business it has a possibility of taking off and, you know, bringing you to that level where you're no longer dependent on the business is not dependent on you, you're dependent on the business. Like, you know what I mean? Like where you're making a profit and making, or no, sorry, I said it wrong. Your business is working for you and you're no longer working for your business. That's what I meant to say. So yeah, that's why I'm taking it seriously right now. And in the past, it was doing good. Like, it started to pick up and, it started to do good and stuff, but life happens and I had to kind of start all over again, but it can.
Yeah. So, do you guys have like, is your taxes up there different from how it is out here?
I don't know how the taxes are out there, but
I don't know how it's calculated at all. But do you guys, y'all have like taxes on
HST
like
and
clothes and
GST.
food and stuff like that?
Yeah, we have HST and GST.
What is that?
One is I one we we get taxed. I think we get like, was it, I think one's like a federal, one is a provincial tax, or I don't remember how, honestly I don't remember how that it works or whatever, but
Mm.
I know it's like two taxes that we get. Um one, I think it, in total it's 50, no, it went down, I think it's 13%. So one is,
What?
yeah, in total, like the HSC and GST together is 13%. So whatever it is that you're purchasing is going to be 13% of that's the tax that comes out of it. So if you're buying something for like
Mm-mm.
5.99, they're going to charge you 13% on that. So that would be the total after you pay. You get what I'm saying?
Child. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I'm listening to child. It's making me think I'll just go and visit Canada. Kenneth said that the business taxes in Canada are much higher than the United States, and I believe that. You know,
It
there's
is.
one state, I don't know if there is any other state, but I do know one in particular that's here in the US that actually doesn't tax on clothes at all is Minnesota. And I think that is so dope. Like you can go to Minnesota and you can shop all day and you don't pay taxes on your clothes. I don't know exactly why that is, but I think that is a really dope thing that they have that.
I think here in Canada, I think Alberta, I believe Alberta doesn't have taxes. I don't know if it's on everything or just on clothing and stuff like that, but Alberta, I believe, don't have taxes. Everywhere else in
Mm,
Canada, as far as what I know, have taxes.
okay. So the next question that I have for you here is if you were invited to Victoria's Secret to walk in the runway show. And you had, you know how Victoria's Secret do, girl. You got the
Mhm.
wings on your back. You got the cute little lingerie on, whatever color you wanted it to be. Like if you wanted it to be lime green, and when you walk down, it like glue in the dark and all of that. You got the whole 10, 10, 10, 10 all across the board. And you walk in and you get all the way down the aisle. And you know, you got to do your cute little turn and spread your wings and look pretty for the camera and all of that. And there's like everybody is up in the audience doing a thing. You got like Courtney Kardashian, you got Beyonce out there, you got everybody out there, child, just watching the runway show. And this is probably, you know, the biggest one of the season. And out of
Mhm.
nowhere, one of your heels break. What would you do?
Girl, and pretend like it's still there. That heel's not gonna embarrass me. The show
I don't
must go
even
on.
know.
The show must go on.
The show must go on, but not everybody is quick on their feet like that. You know what I'm saying? I remember seeing so many people like that's why I brought that up because I watch a lot of fashion shows. I'm so into like lingerie and stuff like that. And I seen so many people walking and their heel will break and they will like just go tumbling to the floor. You know what I'm saying? I think that is so crazy. I think it's so crazy. And there's even been a situation where like celebrities was performing on stage and their hair will break and they literally would act like it was there. Like I think there was one time where Beyonce had that happen to her where her heel had broke and she like continued on with her like performance and it
Mhm.
didn't even look like anything happened. But
Mhm.
child, yeah. That would be I hope that you quick on your feet, girl.
That's
Because if you
I'll be
want
reflecting.
if you're looking for that viral moment, it might mess around and be that. So I hope you quick on your feet because you know they like to,
I'm
you know
telling
what they
you,
like to do, pal.
I want to go viral, but not like that. Not like that. And you know
Mm-mm.
that if you get like famous, that's gonna be the one thing people are gonna always be bringing up. Oh, remember that time?
Always. It's not even gonna matter. I don't even understand it. Like people, they're into things that when it's messed up for you, it's like exciting for them, and
Yes.
it's so crazy to me. It's so wild to me. It be the wildest moments. Like it be the strangest moments that go crazy. You would record a whole video, and in the midst of that video, the part where you probably sneeze and sound like a saxophone will be the part that go viral. Like
Yes.
what?
Yes. It's like, sir, ma'am, people, what about the effort that I just put in everything else? Like, y'all don't see that. So, yeah, sucks, but it is what
Okay,
it is.
so yeah, child. So while we're still in the moment of embarrassing moments, the next question I have for you here is, if you was on live, like how we are now, but you just on live by yourself, child, and you in your room and you doing your own little thing,
Uh-huh.
and you had a family member walk in, but you was on the other side of the room, and the family member that walked in naked. Like if it was like your sister and she walked in the room to go change her clothes, and you turned around and seen her naked, but your phone was on the other side of the room. How fast do you think you're able to make it to your phone before too many people see what's going on?
I don't know. I think I'll be so in
Can
shock,
you run fast?
but I think I'll get over there pretty quick, but I'll probably have a little delay because I'll be like, "What the heck?" Like,
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Some people, it takes them a second to really have that calculate as far as what they should do. And I feel like I would have probably picked something up and threw it at my phone, to be honest, because it's going to have to get knocked down. And I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to make it in time for them to get 2 or 3 seconds out of that. So I'm going to probably have to throw something. So, shoot, my
you said
basketball
the phone
skills
got
better
to go
come in
down
handy.
today. The phone got to go down today.
Boss Dog said 2.5 seconds. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'll be in shock because honestly, like for me, when I'm at home, like it's me and my children that live here, right? And like times like this, like they know, like, okay, I'm gonna be over here doing this, like they automatically know like they're not gonna come bother me. So I think that would throw me so off guard, and that's what the delay would come in because it'll be like, I know you lying. Like, I know
Mhm.
you lying. Like,
Yeah.
hmm
And that's a great thing that they're actually saying, the discussion going on in the chat with like Kenneth and Honey. The healthcare out there is amazing. I've heard so much. Like if I haven't heard anything about Canada, I've heard about their healthcare for sure and
yeah,
how amazing it is. But yeah, the taxes is outrageous. And is it because the taxes is so outrageous? Because I heard, I don't know if it's true or not, because I never really dug into Canada to see what's really going on or whatnot. But I heard that you guys don't pay for like college and stuff like that, or is that not true? Is
we
all
pay
the
for college.
taxes like you do?
We pay. We don't pay for school like elementary and high school. We don't pay for that unless you're
Like
going to
that
like a
doesn't come out the
private.
taxes at all either? Because like
Well,
public
it does
schools out
because that's
here
why
are
we don't get
free.
paid. Yeah, it does because it's like government job, right? It's government funding to
Mhm.
pay the teachers and you know everyone that works within the school district to help keep things running. Um,
Mhm.
and that probably I think well not even probably that is the reason why our tax is so high because something has to compensate for something. Like you know what I mean? Nothing is for free realistically when you think about it. So
Yeah,
we do
that's
get free
true.
health. Yeah, we get free health care, but like you said, we have taxes that is up to here.
Mhm. Honey is so funny. Honey said my student loans say otherwise, Jay. That is
Exactly.
hilarious.
Right, exactly. Because there's
That
people
is
here.
hilarious.
I seen somebody they made I think it was like comical, but it was like an old man. I think he was probably like 94 or something, and he was just like, he's like, shout out to me. I just finished paying off my student loan.
Mhm.
Like so it takes time because there's a lot of people here still owing student loans.
Yeah, that's true. Mhm. So Kenneth was saying Canada is a socialist-based system where the United States is a capitalist system. Each of them have their pros and cons, which they all do. Everything has their pros and cons, so I believe it.
hmm
So yeah, Boss
hmm
Dog over here with his chat. I don't know where Boss Dogs be getting these questions from. I be thinking my questions is crazy. Yours is very crazy, sir.
Like
Boss
this is
Dog
no longer
said,
21
if
questions.
Barack Obama walked into your house, what would your reaction be?
If he walk into my house, man, I'll be like, sit down. You want some tea, coffee? What you having?
Like, yeah, that's funny. You want
What
some
you
tea,
having?
coffee?
Will Michelle
Mm-mm.
be joining us today?
Yeah, girl. Okay. Well, then, since we on the topic of presidents, the next question I'm gonna ask you here is: if you started a new channel, but
hmm
you had to do the channel with Donald Trump, what would be the niche of your channel?
America's most wackest president,
Girl, you're funny. What?
or the tariff boss, or the destruction of America. I don't know. There's so many.
Very Jamaican. Okay, very Jamaican with the T. Sit down. Sit down. Child, that is so funny. But yeah. So I wish I had. Sometimes I'll be wishing because I run into so many like Jamaican and just Caribbean and all of that type of people, and their accents are so thick. What's like some things that you feel like even for you when you go to Jamaica and you talk to people that's out there that you feel like come again, like you can't understand when they say certain words.
I understand just fine. The only time there's only one incident my whole entire existence that I didn't understand, and funny enough, like even my cousins that live there didn't understand because this person just spoke super fast. So it just sounded like gibberish. Because imagine like patois is already broken English, like you know what I mean, and it's already so strong within itself. But I'm okay understanding because I still speak patois. Like like just not to but I speak patois and stuff like that, so it's nothing for me to understand. But if it's like that, because like everywhere else, like like in Canada we have like the suburb, we have the countryside, and the countryside accent is going to be different from people that live in the suburb. And same thing in America, right? Like you have like North Carolina and South Carolina, and South Carolina accents way country and stronger than North Carolina, and so forth, right? So same thing with Jamaica. So imagine a country, people in the country, like you know what I mean, opposed to people in Kingston, because Kingstonians still speak kind of like they could speak like us, right?
Hmm.
And you never know that they're from Jamaica, and they also have like the accent, right? So they could like they know how to articulate when need be, right? But then the country
Hmm.
people don't know how to articulate. So their accent is much more raw and very strong.
Hmm.
So yeah, combined with like a
Yeah.
very fast spoken person is that's the only time I
That
could
would
think.
be, yeah, I can agree because it's the same way in Liberia. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have some people that speak a bit better English, and then you have the people that just speak raw, you know what I'm saying, and chop it all up, and you just have to. It's easy to understand when you're around, your people, but
Mhm.
sometimes, child, you could be like, "Dang, you from the deep, deep area. You've been here all your life, honey," and it shows. Yeah. So. Kenneth was saying a lot of Canadians have multilingual. They they too have a lot of immigrants from all over the world. Yeah. I feel like
Yeah,
everybody is everywhere. Honestly, everybody is everywhere for real.
it is.
Mhm.
And remember, begin I say Toronto accent. That's where the Toronto accent comes from, because it's a
Yeah.
mix of every culture and mostly patois, right? Because I feel like Jamaican accent was like the most popularized one in Toronto for the longest of time, and then now like everybody's in the mix now, right? So I mean, like my son, there's one thing that he says, and it's like from the Muslim culture, and it's a part of the Toronto slang, right? And it's like, and there's something else he always says, wahali. Like I hear him and his friends they say wahali, and it's like, how do you guys even come up with like they'll be talking patois like Zimi, Wahali, and it'd be like, how are you putting so many different cultures together to make a sentence? Like, who does that?
Yeah, they do. So Supreme was saying if you're from Jamaica, and if so, what brought you to Canada?
My granny, my granny. I've been here for a very long time. I go back home often and stuff, but I came to Canada when I was about 10, right? I'm 40 now, right? So I've been here for a very, very, very long time. My grandma took us when we were younger. She took my mom and my five other siblings. So That's pretty much long story short.
Long story short, yeah. Okay. Thank you guys so much for being here in the live. I appreciate y'all. This is 20 Questions with Jay, and I'm here with Novelty Queens. Please make sure to go and subscribe to her channel and check out her content, okay?
Thank
So, the
you.
next question that I have for you here is, if you were stuck in space, like how right now there are two astronauts that are currently stuck in space and hopefully hoping sooner than later that they'll be able to return home. If you
Hmm.
were one of them, who would you want the other astronaut that would be in that spaceship to be with you?
I don't know, you know. Maybe I think my best friend, to be honest, my male best friend, because he's just super smart. So I know, like, if anything came up, both of us putting our brains together, we could figure it out, and conversation would
Mhm.
never be boring.
Well, shoot,
But
at least, yeah, at least you'll be entertained for the meantime and to have someone that's smart. Yeah.
yeah, and he went to school for all these, computerized type of stuff. So I mean, we'll survive.
Okay. So Kenneth said your trademark is your wonderful laugh and your blue hair.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, you can
So
see my
Queen
hair is
was
green.
actually saying that.
Sorry, continue. Sorry.
hmm Queen was saying that she's going to Jamaica, or I'm going to Jamaica, man. You look like you were in your late 20s, early 30s. You and Honey, wow. I don't even blame you. Yeah. Honey looks amazing. Honey looks amazing, and so do you, child.
Yeah.
Yes. And you know what's so funny though? When I went to Antigua, I noticed that because I be around so many people that are Jamaican and just from the Caribbean islands, y'all tend to have more of a funnier side to everything. Like even if something is serious, I feel like y'all laugh about everything. Like y'all just keep a happier side about yourself, which I love so much.
Yeah, we don't
But
take nothing
I
seriously.
can be so
Jamaica's not a real
serious
thing.
sometimes. I be like, sometimes it can blow me if something is going on that is serious and somebody like just keeps laughing when the situation is like for example, like if the pipes were to bust and I have someone near me that just start cracking up, I'm gonna be mad. Like, what are you laughing for? Like, child, because people really be like that. You know what I'm saying? There's
Yeah,
these people that laugh when situations are bad, and then there's people that are just like crazy. I'm more in between, depending on how bad it is. But yeah,
Jamaica.
hmm
We don't take nothing. The other, like, back in December, there was a flood, a hurricane. Sorry, and there was people outside. While everybody was like having a heart attack, they were outside. Doing doing content, swimming around in little floaties in the flooded water and all these things, like, and it's like other places would have been like, oh my gosh, my house, my car, my land, like, here's Jamaican people like having a blast, and they like, we don't take nothing serious.
yeah, like y'all just love having fun, and that's the thing that I love the most about it because they always just have this happiness about them that is just so amazing. And I feel
Yeah,
like I don't know. Maybe it's just because it'd be so stressful here in America that people be so serious sometimes. But nah. So Queen actually was saying, I know that Jamaican blood. I'm gonna have to see, or I'm gonna have to see how I can get some in me. Maybe that's one of the situations where you will say pause, like how Supreme be doing, or maybe not. I'm still trying to figure out how he uses it, child. But yeah. Cause I know he in the background like, Jay, I know you lying. All right, so the next question that I have for you here is, if you had to make a business using water, no matter the amount, what kind of business would you make and why?
if I had to make a business using water, car wash. It'll be a car wash business. The reason B is look how much car they bought. Like, people cars are never gonna go out of you know what I mean? There's always gonna be cars, and there's always gonna be someone that needs to wash their car. So I feel like that's gonna be a booming business. And you can take a look at
Mm.
water and go and stand on any corner and car wash. You know,
You're annoying. Car wash, girl. Yeah. Car wash. Yeah, the car wash. Everybody would always want to go to the car wash. That's for sure.
yeah. And if
Hmm.
I want to be
I
real
feel
Jamaican,
like, yeah, and people go to the car wash year round because I see people like in the freezing temperatures, they still go to the
hmm
car wash. You know what I'm saying? People don't care about having to wash their car on their own anymore. For real.
exactly. And if I want to be real Jamaican, all I have to do is go by where the lights are, and when the lights stop, just go ahead and start helping myself to wipe somebody's window, and then say $5 or whatever the case may be. Big hustle.
Child. Okay. So the next question that I have for you here is, if you could do anything you wanted, knowing that it would mess with the timeline, would you still want to do it or no?
Yes.
Girl, what would you do?
Um, what wouldn't I not do? Man, there's so much stuff that I would do. There's so many things that I would do. So much. It depends on how far I even want to go back. I go back from childhood, change some stuff. Maybe from high school, change some stuff. Even maybe from when I first started my business, change some stuff. There's so much. I could all go back to yesterday and change some stuff. I don't know. There's always something that could be changed.
Girl,
But who
you
knows?
are
Like,
so funny.
no, but like a lot of times when people think about changing the timeline, they always think like a negative effect. Like, what if you change the timeline and everything became positive? What if it was a positive outlook? You would be glad somebody go back and change the timeline, you know? So, yeah, I would
I
change
don't
it.
blame you. I don't blame you. But what if you like changing the timeline stopped you from having your child?
Two things about that. One, I would never, because I love my children. Like, I have the most hilarious kids. They have a attitude, but most hilarious kids. But then on the other hand, realistically, if I was to change the timeline and it stopped me from having my children, right, that means it wiped all of that out of existence. Therefore, I wouldn't even know that I had children. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have known that I had children. Like, you wouldn't know what changed unless if I was gonna keep those memories, then it's like, nah,
Yeah.
because I know that would haunt me forever. Especially like I've had moments where like when my children start to get bigger, like you know what I mean, and they start to go off with friends and stuff like that, and I'll be in the house by myself and I find myself like calling my kids. And it takes such a while to register, like, wait, they're not
Mm.
here. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I could imagine like people are gonna think I'm crazy, like, living in a new timeline where I'll always be calling my children's name all the time, and people gonna be like, "Who's that?" My kids. You ain't got no kids, like, or that's not the name of your children. Like your children's name is so and so. No, no, no. I had so and so as well. Like I could imagine that. So I wouldn't want to do it to myself, but if I'm gonna forget, maybe I don't know. Maybe not, cause I do like my children. I genuinely love my children.
Mm-hmm.
And they like me too. So I mean, why we want to change that?
I hope they like you, girl. I hope that they do. Yo, so Honey was actually saying that that's one of my biggest fears. I would hate to ever step on a roach and come to the future and humans have antennas. Ooh,
Ooh,
child.
ooh.
Yeah. Ooh, for real. Yeah. That would be, ooh, I couldn't imagine looking at someone that had antennas and it is natural to them and me not having it is unnatural. Like, yeah, let me take my behind back to where I came from because that's not gonna fly with me at all.
You know they're gonna hunt you down.
All right, so what?
If you go and they have antennas and you don't, they're gonna hunt you down because they're gonna be like, "What is this creature like? Where you
Yeah,
come
they
from?"
gonna look at me like I'm the crazy one. I'm gonna be
Yes.
like, you better please get away from me. Please get away from me. They're gonna want to put me in like captivity. Like, are you
Right.
crazy? Are you nuts?
See?
Nah.
Ain't no way.
All right, so The next question that I have for you here is, if you were the creator of Skittles, but instead of it being called Skittles, what would you name it?
Mm, probably rainbows because it's so colorful.
That's so funny. I thought of that too. That's literally what I thought about. I was like, I'll probably name it Rainbows.
Yeah.
That is funny because they say taste the rainbow. Sure, I
Yeah.
would probably say rainbows. That was literally the first thing that popped into my mind. I could have said rainbow bits. That's actually cute. Rainbow bits.
Yes.
I like that.
See?
Mm-hmm.
I think alike.
Okay. So the next question that I have for you here is, if you could have your clothes in either Walmart, Target, or TJ Maxx, which one would you choose and why?
Uh-oh. You froze. Is it me? Is anybody else
I froze.
frozen? Yeah, you froze. For me, you froze, and I can't hear any sound. Could you guys hear me?
Can you hear me?
Maybe I froze. I don't know because I don't see no comments, or is nobody just not commenting?
I don't know
Oh,
if they are coming to. Am I
what?
still moving or I'm froze?
You're still froze, but I can hear you now. Okay, now you're moving. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Oh, they said they can hear both of us. Okay, so the
Mhm.
question that I have for you was, if you could have your clothes in either Walmart, Target, or TJ Maxx, which one would you choose and why?
Possibly Walmart because we don't have no Target here nor TJ Maxx that
Oh, okay.
I mean, but yeah, yeah. Probably Walmart, yeah, because Walmart is everywhere. Walmart's in well,
Mm-hmm.
there's no Walmart in Jamaica, but I mean, there's many other places Walmart is, and Walmart is here, like Um, but I'll also have to do a little research too because I'll have to see like what are the profit margin? Which one is like we know Walmart's big, but I don't know what TJ Maxx and what's the other one?
The other one was Target.
Yeah, Target. I would have to look into that because, like I said, we don't have that here, so I don't know.
Okay. Just like listening to this kind of just makes me wonder, like, wow, I need to do a lot more research, like on what's in other places and what's not. I do know that Walmart probably isn't like in every single place. Like, I haven't heard of a Walmart being in like Africa or anything, or I don't even know about like Dubai. I'm not really too sure. But I feel like it's almost everywhere. Like, I don't know. But I do feel like one place that is everywhere would probably be what's it called? I forgot the name of those jeans that Levi's. I feel like
Mhm.
Levi's is almost everywhere.
Yeah, cause we have Levi's here.
Yeah.
Wait, do we still have Levi's? I haven't heard of anybody wearing or talking about Levi's. But I remember we did have Levi's. I don't know if it's still here, if it's gone, but we had Levi's.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree with Kenneth. TJ Maxx probably has the best quality products, prices and higher, or prices are higher. Mhm. And then he said Walmart is the single biggest entrepreneur employer in the United States next to the federal government, that is. Yeah. Walmart is so huge in the United States. I don't know how it is out there or how many y'all have out there, but Walmart is almost like how it is when it comes to, well, I can't say McDonald's because that's on every freaking corner. Like, but Walmart is definitely the place you go when it's like a one-stop shop. You can get whatever it is that you need. Honestly, you can go and get your car oil changed. You can go, you can get the baby diapers, like every single thing that you really can think of. You can literally get it up out of Walmart. And if you can't, you can order it online from the Walmart store. So I think
Yeah.
they're doing really good business. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of
Hmm.
Walmarts down here. We have a lot of Walmarts. We have a lot of Walmarts, so mhm.
Okay. So, can you tell everyone what your channel is about?
My small business journey. It's I'm more so trying to make it into like a digital diary of my small business journey, like everything that I do, And I'm trying to kind of incorporate a little something about me here and there. So it's not just business. You guys get to know me as well. So I try to look a 1-2 vlog. I'm working on it. Not that great so far, but I'm working on it. I look a 1-2 vlog, but it's mostly about my small business, like my t-shirts, how I do my graphic designs, my jewelry, how I create my jewelry, my tumblers, whatever it is that, I sell in my small business is you're gonna see that on my channel.
Okay. So thank you guys so much for being here in the live. I appreciate y'all. I am here with Novelty Queens on 20 Questions with Jay. Please make sure to go and subscribe to her channel and check out her content, okay? So, the last question, this one here is the last question. Thank you so much for making it this far. If you were to participate in the Saw movie, but it was real life, do you think you'll make it out alive?
Heck yeah.
Oh, you're competitive like that?
Yeah. Plus my black and I'm Jamaican, of course. I'm making
I
it.
don't know. I don't know because when it comes to Saw, it's almost like in every Saw movie that I've seen, it's always been something where everybody has to work together kind of thing. And then there'll always be that one like freaking dummy that wants to fend for themselves. You know what I'm saying? So are you gonna be one of the ones that participate with everyone or are you gonna be looking out for yourself?
Nah, teamwork makes the dream work. Teamwork make the dream work, and you in a situation like that, like it doesn't make sense working by yourself because how are you gonna get to know the people around you? Like you know what I mean? How are you gonna get to know people's intentions? Like you can't know people's intention if you're not interacting with them. Like you know what I mean? At least you get to feel their energy and whatever. You know who you need to watch your back
Hmm.
from and who might try to like murk you while you're walking out the door and etc etc. And you
Hmm.
also get to know like who where the intelligence of the group is and who can help
Yeah.
you to get to the next step and who the weakest link is so you know who to eliminate when you need to eliminate somebody like you know so
That's a Jamaican part of you right there.
yeah like
Girl.
you gotta be smart about these things because I'm making it.
I don't even blame you, girl. Oh my God. I would be so terrified because I don't really like to see people get hurt. But when it gets down to certain things and people have to go in order for you to survive, certain decisions have to be made. And that will be the part that really hurts me the most because I'm more of a supporter for everybody. And even if I hated you, I wouldn't want to see you die. You know what I'm saying? So I understand. But girl, you being Jamaican, you're going to be like, yeah, you got to go. You
Yeah,
gotta go. You're gonna make the decisions. Child, I'm gonna have to, if I end up in a situation like that, I gotta have me a Jamaican in my group because y'all gonna be the one to make the tough decisions for real and not have a single sweat drip off your forehead. Girl, I will be sweating. I will be so scared. Yeah. I wouldn't want to see anybody like get eliminated in my face. And then when it comes to Saw, you see it done in the most worst way. I'm talking about knives to the face, like fingers going, like, ooh, child. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you're just like, yeah, you calculating everybody so you know who to get out of the way.
yes,
Either way you coming out. Either way you coming out. I understand, girl.
yes,
Okay.
yes. Because when you think
Yes,
about it, right, it's like it's them or you. Like if you don't pick somebody,
it
somebody's gonna pick
is.
you. Like like survival is always for the fittest, and no, we ain't going down like that. Like,
Nah, and I feel you. I really, really do. Okay. Well, before
yeah.
we go, do you have anything you would like to say?
Thank you guys for having me. I was my nerve was like on the edge, but it was actually pretty chill vibes. I appreciate the questions. It was meant to be 21, but it turned into like 45, but I still enjoyed. I still enjoy it. And I'm happy that you guys tune in and y'all didn't come up and be like, oh my gosh, her, I'm leaving type of thing. So thanks.
Yes. I'm so excited that you was able to come up on here, girl, and get a taste of everybody that's on here. So I hope that you guys are able to connect with her and see what she's about because she's really amazing. Thank you so much for being here on 20 Questions with Jay. I'm here with Novelty Queens. Please make sure to go and subscribe to her channel and check her out, okay? Thank you guys so much. Y'all enjoy your night. Bye.
Bye.